Hi, Kylie here, and welcome to my plan with me for July 2022. So, as you can tell by that initial screen, it's celebrate this month because it's my birthday month. And if you paid attention to what was on the top of that little cake, it's my 50th birthday month. So, yeah, that's a bit random, isn't it? I'm 50 this year. Mentally, my brain doesn't cope with that. Physically, I feel sometimes often older than that. But, you know, it's interesting. So, yeah, 50 it is. Of course, I'm doing a pop-up, which is what those two little images are for on the front page. And I will come back and do that at the end so that it doesn't create bulk if you haven't been here before for a pop-up. So I'm doing a David Bowie quote for this month. Aging is an extraordinary process where you become the person you always should have been, which the older I get, the more and more I feel that is entirely true, that we just basically spend, you know, a lot of our sort of definitely 30s sort of trying to identify the things, you know, still sort of live up to the things that everyone else wanted for us. And then we spend a lot of our 40s like moving away from that. And I can't wait for my 50s where I just basically start telling people where to go. And there'll be some people listening to this who know me who go, you don't do that now? It's like, oh no, I still hold my tongue an awful lot. So some people should maybe be scared. No, look, I try not to do that. But look, my tolerance for lazy incompetence really reduces significantly the older I get. But hey, that's life. I don't think I'm different than anybody else in that respect either. So I'm 50. Well, I'm 50 in a couple of weeks. So I shouldn't say I will be 50. And this year I've finally managed to do the thing that I've tried to do for the last 5 years. For the last 5 years, I've tried to make, you know, as I've built my own business, I've tried to keep July a little bit free of like a lot of deadlines and work stress. And for the last 5 years, I've failed miserably in that process. But this year, I managed to achieve it. So I still have some client work, but I have some time for me. And I think for my 50th year, that's really good. You know, I'll have some time to catch up with people, but I'll also have some time to go through and look at, reflecting on what I want the next 10 years of my life to look like, because I think it's a good time to do that. I'm generally quite reflective around my birthday anyway. But yeah, I want to have a think about what is it that I really want to achieve in the next 10 years, because I'm moving into an interesting period of my life. And by the end of 10 years, Derek will be in retirement age. So, you know, yeah, this decade is an interesting one for me, being able to do the things that I really wanted or want to do, wanted to achieve, because I'll start sort of, myself aiming to slow down a bit more and everything too. So you'll notice at the bottom of the health page, I haven't got a month there yet. I'm deciding what to track. I don't need to track my sleep again this month. 1 month was enough for that. So I've just sort of left it at the moment. And my mood tracker icons are all little bits and pieces for birthdays and celebration and everything else in there too. So we're in July, and as I said, I've created a little bit more space for myself to be doing some of that reflective practice, which is why I've got a page in here for the next 10 years of thinking about what some of my goals will be. But also having a little bit more free time gives me a little bit of the mental and emotional and physical energy that I need to do the adult showcase film circus that I have at the end of the month, which this year I've decided to up the ante for myself. And instead of doing static trapeze, which is what I normally do, I'm doing dance trapeze or single point trapeze, which means I'm spinning around in circles a lot. And my spin tolerance is improving, but I still come out of training feeling like I just really want to throw up in the biggest way possible. So yeah, that'll be fun. We'll see how it ends up. Just quickly, this layout, I thought I had to include it because it came out pretty cute. This is just a little bit of, you know, Kylie all the way through, swaddled Kylie baby, then, you know, sort of young Kylie, 80s Kylie with half a head shaved, 90s Kylie looking a bit daggy. 2000s Kylie in the Air Force. 2010s Kylie when we moved to Tasmania, and current Kylie at the end there. So I just decided this will be a nice little sort of, timeline to create for myself for one of the layouts for this month. So, so I'll be doing dance trapeze. I'm a little bit terrified by that because it is really upping the ante and making my life more complicated. But I seem to enjoy making my life more complicated. I really don't, but I don't know. I enjoy a challenge, let's put it that way. So it'll be what it'll be, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, giving myself a little bit more time to sort of have the focus on that is really good as well. So we're in July, we're more than halfway through the year now, and 2022 is interesting on a personal level and on a, societal level in the entire world. Like, honestly, I just can't even. On the absolute bonus side for Australia, we changed our government last month, which was, actually sort of the month before, but, a change of government has been really positive, and it's been so lovely just not having to see the smug previous Prem that we had all the time. Look, I try to keep this space very political and everything controversial free, but what's happening in the world at the moment is very depressing, and it's very dangerous, and it's very concerning, and who knows what the world will look like in the next 10 years as these things progress, or what's actually going to happen and how this is going to work, because there are just some things that are really getting very concerning and very alarming in many ways. And yeah, this is my happy place, so I do not, one of my happy places, so I do not want to spend too much time thinking about that or talking about that. Really, this is about sort of just, yeah. So if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope that you are enjoying your summer and you're not too warm wherever you are. If you are in the Southern Hemisphere, I hope that you are staying warm and you're not too cold. And I really hope that you're staying dry because, especially New South Wales, I hope that you're all safe. We've really had way too much water, and we can all just live with a bit less falling from the sky for a while. So the last bit is pop-up. I did do this pop-up sort of twice, and that's because if you are doing, if you do decide to do pop-ups or anything else, you'll notice, you can't really see it that well, but there's a bit of a ridge between the left and the right-hand side of the page. It happens in a couple of spots in the journal. And I did the wrong thing when I first put the V-fold in there, like the lift. I stuck it in on the left-hand side of the page first, which never works. And it was obviously just too early this morning when I was doing it, because I know to put it in on the lower side of the ridge first, because otherwise it just stretches, it doesn't sit properly. So I had to pull it apart and put it back in. But these are things that just happen, and just basically work through them. So this is my little pop-up for my 50th birthday. I decided to make it really super simple because I've had a busy couple of weeks. Like I say that, my workload hasn't been intense, but I've been working on weekends as well, and I've been doing some drawing work, so that affects my creativity a bit. But anyway, here is my layout for July for 2022. I hope that you all have a nice month. And I hope to see you again in August, where I may even have some photos of me doing dance trapeze, hopefully not of me being sick. Hopefully that all goes well. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again. Bye.